Hi guys, and welcome back to another video again with Powers. I'm Jake, and in today's video we are unboxing the monstrosity of Hybris Disordered Cosmos, okay? This is the original Kickstarter content that we have right now, and for those of you who are interested in Hybris Disordered Cosmos, on GameFound currently they do have the late pledge of the second edition reprint of this game, all this content here, and they actually have a new expansion that brings in Hera and Dionysus as the two gods, and then there's like a new introspection expansion. But they also have the GameFound exclusive, basically deluxeified components, right? So acrylic standees for all the characters and things like that. Like your acolyte characters, they also have acrylic tokens, acrylic player tokens, and acrylic divine pillars. They also got a playmat and a miniature version of the Well of Prayers. So if you guys are interested in any of this Hybris Disordered Cosmos content, please go ahead and check out the description down below. I will go ahead and post a link to that campaign page where you guys can late pledge for any of the content, especially this content that you see right here. But let's dive into the video today. So for those of you who are not familiar with Hybris Disordered Cosmos, this is essentially a heavy Euro-style game where you are taking on the role of a Greek god, and there's going to be some worker placement involved, right, where you're going to have these different lands or kingdoms around your board, right? The main board is going to have like a mortal board, and then you're going to have different places that you can visit from Greek mythology, like Tartarus, the Colosseum, and different things like that. And so you will be able to place your god miniature at these different locations, as well as some of these acolytes to do certain things. You know, this has a very, I don't know if steampunk is the right word, but it's got a very mech theme, I would say, where, you know, technology has evolved, so you can introduce new scientific technologies to the world. You know, there's an expansion where you can build a mech suit, literally. So it's just a pretty cool take on Greek mythology, and of course you're doing all this to go ahead and gain victory points, and whoever has the most victory points at the end of the game is going to be the winner. But we have the base game here, and then we have 3 other expansions. I was able to grab all of this online, so I had originally pledged all this reprint on the GameFound campaign. However, I'm going to be honest guys, it was very expensive. It was like 215 euro. And I wanted some of those GameFound exclusive deluxe upgrades and stuff like that. It's just going to basically be a lot of money. But I managed to find all of this for 150 bucks, which I thought was a very good deal compared to the 215 euro that they are doing in the whatchamacallit, in the campaign. Now, do you need all of this content? Absolutely not. I would recommend, before we dive into all this, if you are interested in the game, definitely check out the base game. Now, you probably can find the base game cheaper online somewhere, and then this expansion right here, this blue one, I think this is the I'll find out what, I think it's Divine Betrayal expansion is what it says. This will bring in a cooperative and solo module. So I would at least recommend, if you guys are interested in Hybris and you don't want to spend all this money, pick up the base game and this Divine Betrayal module so you can play it solo. But enough chitter chatter for me. Let's go ahead and dive into this content. We will go ahead and start with the base game here, and let me go ahead and put a lot of this over to the side. Look, you guys, these boxes are massive. Oh no, Apollo! These boxes are massive, guys. You can see how tall these things are, basically compared to my forearm here. Goes all the way up to my, and for reference, I'm 6'2", so here's the length of my arms all the way up here. Goes almost to my fingertip right here of my pinky. So this is a pretty big box. This unfortunately will not fit in a calyx, obviously standing up. If you do put it long ways, a pretty decent section, I would say like that much of the box is going to stick out of the calyx. So make sure you either put it at a high spot or on top of the calyx itself. But let's go ahead and drop this down here and let's dive into the box. Let me zoom in my camera here. All right, obviously we're not going to get the entire picture in here, but this is the main box, the core box here. So we have 4 Olympians at our disposal. All right, we do have Zeus, Poseidon, Athena, and Hades here. All right, and so these are the 4 gods that we will be taking a look at today. Man, this box is just so massive. I do love the artwork. You see what I'm saying? This is very scientific-y. Again, I don't know if steampunk is the right word, but very scientifically Atlantis type. All right. So we have on the back of the box, all right, all the backers from the first Kickstarter, like a nice little thank you. They got some stuff on the inside of that box. All right. We have our rule book. Look, guys, this is a massive rule book right here. So it's got all these different pages on how to play the game. 31 pages for that. We have an art book. You guys can see some of the art in the game, which is really cool there. All right, the evolution of the forge and different stuff like that. All right, we have our boards. All right, these are the god boards. All right, let's take a look at these god boards here. All right, so we have Zeus. All right, and I'll bring this actually closer. So Zeus board, and essentially what you're going to do, you're going to have these technology tiles that you'll put in here, and you have some tracks and things like that, but these upgrades will be available to you to have certain powers, but each god's going to have their own board. So there's Zeus. We have Hades right there. All right, we have Poseidon. And man, the artwork on this is just stunning. And we have Athena. All right. We have all of our tiles. These are all the technology tiles in the game and the tokens. All right. Here are, and I'll actually show you some of these. So these are the tokens for the gods, and then here are some of the technology tiles that you can build in the game. All right, so just a quick look at some of those there. All right, here are some of our prophets and other acolytes per se. So each god is going to have their own grouping of acolytes. So for example, we'll take a look at Zeus's acolytes, right, and get them in camera there. So you will have Amphion, Achaeus, and Heracles will be Zeus's acolytes. All right. Then they will each have their own prophets. So Zeus's prophets right there. So we have all of these different types of acolytes for each god. These are going to be the Colosseum heroes that you will be able to do battle against. So pretty cool right there. Man, that's a pretty cool one for Poseidon right there. Siddhis. All right. Those are that. We now have the technology tiles, or the upgrade tiles, I should say. So these are the upgrades for each character. So this would be Hades. So Hades technology upgrade. So you would slot these in the board, for example, and they're going to give you an effect. So let me grab this and grab Hades. So essentially what you would do is slot this in here, probably something like this, and actually you would go on the other side. So it would look something like that. So it'd be slotted in there like that, and then when you met this condition, you would get to flip it over, and now we have, this would actually be down here, is the cornucopia. So now I have this effect. When performing the influence action, gain an extra such and such. All right, perfect. So that's kind of how all of these different tiles these upgrade tiles would work. And of course, like the lightning bolt, right? Heracles, different things, the trident, right? And then what else for Athena? The olive tree. So different technology tiles for them there. All right, next we have the different types of boards and some more tokens. We got, let's go ahead and jump in the, what is this bag? A lot of content. All right, so we have the Colosseum board. All right, the Colosseum board. We have Mount Olympus. Okay, Mount Olympus. And we have some more tokens, all right? So these are going to be tokens that you will place underneath those acolytes. So you will, almost like a secret bidding system is, you will secretly place where you want your acolyte to go. And that way there's like some battles that can happen in the game. All right, of course we do have game trays, all right, that will store all of our gods and things like that. We have some temples, looks like down here, some temples and markers. All right, screen printed temples and markers. And man, these containers are super nice. All right, we got some stands right there. Okay, let's see. We got our minis right here. We got some cubes. We got some more game trays. We're gonna put that there. Cubes. I think these are the Aegis that we have. Let's take a look at some of these minis. All right. So we have the Zeus miniature right there, and man, that's a nice looking mini right there for Zeus. All right, put that back. This is going to be, looks like Hades. All right, so we got the Hades miniature right there. Okay, I like the hair on the back. You can see the braids. All right, so that's Hades. We have Poseidon. Man, that is a crazy looking mini right there for Poseidon. Trident and all. Got his back muscles, like the coral on his back. That's pretty cool. All right, and then last but not least, we have Athena. All right, she wants to come into... There we go. All right, focus. Athena with a book. All right. There is the Athena miniature. Okay. This is going to be the game board, which is massive. We'll go over that in a sec. All right, so let's take a look at some of these game boards. So we have the factory here. All right. We have the Morai. The Morai board. All right, we have the Underworld. All right, we got the Underworld. We have the Oracle. All right, the Oracle board. And then we have the actual game board, which is actually not that big. Let me get this thing out. But it does have a huge table presence. But this is the game board. I'm actually able to fit in the entire camera. That is our game board right there. And then all of these other little boards will go around this different board in certain spots. Perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and fold that up. And fold it just like that. Perfect. Okay. That is that. Then we have just a bunch of, we got some help booklets. 4 help booklets right here. All right, last thing, let's take a look at some of these cards. So these are going to be God cards that they're going to be able to do different things. So Zeus's Anticipation card, right? Got a whole deck of those. Here's another card, Stomping from Hades. All right, and then these look to be missions or some more quests. or something like that. And then last we have these more quest cards or something like that. The Search of the Golden Fleece. All right, so we got some different quests and stuff like that. All right, well, that is everything that comes in the core box here of Hybris Disordered Cosmos. And I'm just gonna leave all this stuff out to the side here, because we have a lot of content that I'm going to have to sit through. But this is the core box of Hybris. I do recommend you guys at least pick this up if you are excited about the game. Alright guys, up next, let's go ahead and check out this Divine Betrayal expansion here. Alright, this is going to be, let's take a look at this. Excuse me. So, this says, from his prison, Chronos, the primordial god and father of all things, plots his revenge. Reaching back through the flow of time, he seeks to prevent the Olympians from taking control of the mortal world. Aided by 3 avatars of his creation, at the same time, 5 dangerous prisoners have broken out and of their... Well, I can't read and do. Multitasking is hard. Okay. It says, at the same time, 5 dangerous prisoners have broken out of their supposedly inescapable prison in Tartarus and pose an immediate threat to the ancient world. It is said that the new pretender to the throne of Olympus, Hermes, messenger of the gods, could be behind it all. That is hilarious here. All right, so we got a new god, Hermes here, and we do have a Chronos expansion, or Chronos Titan, that we're going to be fighting. So here is our rule book for that. Talks about all the new modules: Tartarus, Hermes, and then Chronos. All right, looks to be about 15 pages there. All righty, we do have the Hermes board, which I'll show you guys what that looks like there. So definitely will be the first character I try. All right, of course we have all our glorious tokens here. Let me actually bust this one open because we will need this. All right, so this is gonna be the Chronos board right here, and man, he looks pretty menacing. Chronos menacing right there. All right, we have the, let's see here. What are these? These are, of course, our acolytes and new technologies. So, looks like we have some new gods. Pandora, Prometheus, or not gods, but prophets here for Hermes. He's got his 3 acolytes. These are going to be Colosseum, or the people in Tartarus that we might have to fight. Chronos, Kairos, and Aeon. Wow, those look pretty crazy right there. Just, I know a lot of it was out of screen. We got some new technologies over here on the side. Of course, here's all the tokens that we would need. All right, for that. We have the upgrade tokens for Hermes right there. We have his stuff, and then to finalize everything, let's grab the miniature of Hermes here. So we got the Hermes mini. All right, that is there. And then again, we have some temples and stuff for Hermes. All right, some temples for Hermes and Chronos. And then we have some cards. We'll look at this, one of his attack cards there. Anticipation, just him with his nice wings. And then I'm assuming some of these are going to be Chronos cards. Let me get the rule book and actually show you guys what some of these cards are going to be. If we have them. Okay, so we got new components here. So we got some new primordial cards. We got 5 heroes of the Colosseum, 5 heroes of the Colosseum standees. All right, so that was module 1. Components, here we go. So we have the 18 player combat cards for Hermes, right? We got 5 prisoner cards. We got 1 primordial. We got some new premonition cards. for Tartarus. All right. And then Chronos. Looks like a lot of those cards are going to be Chronos, right? 40 Anthropos, 40 Cosmos, 40 Gonos, 40 Damien, and then 26 Avatar combat cards with 3 Avatar combat cards and standees. All right. That is everything that is coming in this Hybris Disordered Cosmos Divine Betrayal expansion here. Let me just throw everything on top really quickly and sort that all out, and then drop this down. All right, just leave it like that. Okay, on to the next expansion. We have Cataclysm. All right, this is probably one of the cooler expansions because this is going to bring in these mech suits that you see here. All right, so let's take a look at this. All right, so fight to stop the end of the world. All right, so it says chaos, the greatest threat ever known, has awakened and is advancing I cannot speak. Is advancing toward the mortal world, destroying everything in its path. To defend their kingdom, the Olympians have no choice but to venture into the outer limits. With armor capable of repelling chaos, they must explore ancient relics in the search of answers to prevent the premature end of the ancient world. Fortunately, they can count on a new ally, Artemis, goddess of the hunt and pretender to the throne of Olympus. I like how they all call them pretenders. None of them are Zeus, the actual king of Olympus, so they are all just pretenders in the meantime. So let's take a look at this bad boy very quickly. Of course, we have our handy-dandy rulebook. We have Module 1, which is going to be Artemis, and we have Module 2, which is going to be Cataclysm. All right, and it looks like those are the only 2 modules coming in this expansion right here. So, of course, we have some standees right here. Let's take a look at the standees. You know what? This is going to be so much fun putting all this content together. Okay, so we have the new acolytes for her, Orion, Sirius, and Hippolytus. All right, we have the chaos. We have all the tokens that we need there. These are the MKs. So we have an MK Zeus, Poseidon, Athena, Aphrodite, Hermes, Hades, Ares, Artemis, and Apollo. All right, this is that new module we got in here. These are going to be let me see what we got in this little package, doohickey. All right, so we have the Outer Limits. All right, the Outer Limits board. This is a new type of place that we can go to. And then we also have the Artemis expansion here. All right. Okay, we have her upgrades. We have some MK technologies. We have, let's take a look at these MK technology tokens. All right. So we have these MK technology tokens. Zeus. All right. So Thunderbolt, Quantum Driver, Light Matrix, Remote Control Head, Poseidon, Mechanical Gills, Aquathermal Gyroscope, Subsonic Waves, Tentacular Rudder. All right, so you are going to be able to build a MK. So here are the different hangars. All right, so the different hangars in this area right here. So each of these will get one. You'll get these different tiles to build out your mech suit. Here is the Artemis. If it wants to, there we go. The Artemis Mini, and wow, that does look pretty cool. Nice, crazy bow right there. Very flimsy miniature right there. I can't think. All right, we got some cards here. some more cards. Let's take a look at her Anticipation. All right, Anticipation deck right there. And then, of course, we got standees and everything. So what comes with these different cards? Of course, we have the 18 combat cards for Artemis. All right, and we have all of her components. And then we have, okay, so we have 24 exploration cards, which are those big cards, those tarot-sized cards you saw. We got some more premonition cards, right? We got some MK cards, which are those tarot cards again. And we got 30 Chaos Combat cards. And we got some Cataclysm cards. So your Exploration, MK cards, Cataclysm cards, Combat cards are all in here. These are going to be your Combat cards and Premonition cards to this expansion. All right, guys. That is the Cataclysm Expansion temporarily. If I can get these boards to stay in here for right now. Maybe I gotta do them like that. There we go. Something like that. Interesting how they were in there before. Maybe were they never in there before? Huh. I'll have to see how to set all that stuff up. Alright, well, we'll just leave that for now. Put these back where they were. Actually, I might just should drop them in there. They should be able to fit in there. Maybe. Nope, they're not gonna be able to fit in there. Dang it. Alright. Let's just move these to the side. Put them to the side very quickly and stack all this stuff. I'm going to have a fun time trying to get all this packed up and together. All right. And of course, these boxes, all these components will fit in the boxes once they actually forgot this too. Well, we'll leave that to the side for now. Actually, yep. All right. All right. So that is the Cataclysm Expansion. The next expansion we have is the Love and Hate expansion. All right, this is just bringing in 2 new gods. We have Aphrodite and Ares. So, love or hate, choose your side. All right, so love or hate, choose your side. 2 new characters claiming the throne of Olympus are coming to Hybris universe. Discover a whole new way to adopt a new strategy, seduce your opponents with Aphrodite's dance moves, and thwart their plans, or embrace violence and crush your opponent with Ares' strength. But beware of your bloodlust, that can be your undoing. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at them as I get rid of all this crazy stuff here. All right, next expansion here. Let's see what we got. All right. We have both our god boards, and we have all the components underneath. All right, let's take a look at these god boards. Take a look at their acolytes, and go from there. All right, so Aphrodite player board, really cool there. We got Ares player board. Man, that's pretty cool. Alrighty, we have the acolytes here. So what is that? Is that for Ares we have Phalagos, Phobos, Deimos, and then Hermaphroditus, Harmonia, and Adonis for Aphrodite. Alright, those are those. We got some Aphrodite cards. Let's take a look at these minis here. Woof, look at that gigantic, beautiful miniature of Ares. Man, that is a nice hefty mini right there for Ares. And then of course we have the gentle but sweet Aphrodite, which does have some weight to her as well. All right, that's a super quick one. Of course we got cards and temples and things like that, but that is the Aphrodite and Ares expansion. And that one, no rules or anything like that, just 2 new characters, and the one that I can actually fit in perfectly. All right, last but not least, guys, we do have the Apollo. We do have the Apollo expansion right there. All right, which is just another character, Apollo. And I heard this was a really big box for no big reason. All right, so let's go ahead and cut it like that. So nothing on the back, of course. And let's see here. Get some of this stuff out the way. All right, Apollo box. I think I actually have to open it from the top like this. Okay, let's see if we can pull out. Yeah, there's the Apollo miniature. There is the Apollo. Make sure all this stuff is centered. Apollo. Okay, one more thing in there. And that's everything. Okay. So this is all of our Apollo stuff. So his help card, we got his 3 acolytes right here. Asclepius, Cierra, and Aristeas. Those are those 3 there. We have his little sheet with all of his tokens, or his game tray with all his tokens. Here are his upgrade tiles. All right, and then here is his player board. Okay, and then here is the Apollo miniature. All right, guys, well, look, that is everything that's coming in that Apollo expansion, which is the very last item we have for us. All right, guys, well, that is everything Hybris Disordered Cosmos. This was the all-in Kickstarter edition that came in the very first Kickstarter. I do believe this came out like 2020 or 2021. I know I rushed through this unboxing quite a bit, but I literally have some friends coming over in about an hour and a half as I'm filming this video. And as you saw, there's a lot of content I gotta punch out and get set up and ready to go, but I did not want to miss the opportunity to unbox all of this content. I am super excited about this game. I love Greek mythology. That's my favorite type of mythology, anything Greek gods of that nature. So I was super excited to catch this for a much cheaper price than I originally backed, and I get to get the game early. Now, just a quick thought off the top of my head. One of my worries is in unboxing all this stuff, I noticed that a lot of the components here are very flimsy, right? A lot of those player boards are not really thick. They're super small, and there's kind of like a flimsy paper to them on the back side. So that does kind of worry me a bit. I did feel like I had to be very delicate when I was handling a lot of these materials, but we'll wait and see how all of that stuff holds up. Maybe it might have been worth it to just back the reprint, because maybe they fixed a lot of those issues, if there was issues like that that a lot of people had. But I don't know. But alas, look, I cannot complain. This game is here. Definitely gonna get this to the table and try it out multiple times tonight, and then I'll probably playthrough might be really long to get a playthrough of this done, so I might just do a review of it. But if you guys enjoyed this content, smash that like button, hit that notification bell, comment down below, have you guys played this game, or do you own this game? Let me know what your thoughts are. Did you notice the same thing with the components of the game and the player boards and the other types of boards being like flimsy? And did you have to feel delicate with it? If you did, comment down below for me. And as always, guys, go ahead and subscribe to our channel so we can keep bringing you some more awesome content. All right, guys, y'all have a great one. Bye.